Hello, everybody, and welcome to another extras episode of Brace for Impact. We are on episode number 11, and you know what? We're going to continue on with having Karma team members on. We have the wonderful Ellie joining us in. How are you doing today,
Hello.
Ellie?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing well. I had a Dairy Queen blizzard today, so you know it's a good day. You know right away that makes it a good day.
Mr. I'm on vacation, so
I
I'm
am
going to
on
do what I know you're on vacation. I love that for you. I absolutely hate the fact I am not on vacation. We have fun at work, right? Full-time jobs. Love it. I mean, where do we begin here, Benny? This is what do we
Well,
say?
Let's begin with just actually your start prior to that, because a lot of people I know might have seen you compete in Valorant. I certainly remember you competing in Valorant. That's kind of where I um kind of know you from a little bit. A little bit biased because you were on a team with one of my good friends. So like that's where I got to know you from Valorant. But um you were actually a CS player prior to Valorant, correct? So let's start with how you started competing or like playing in CS and go from there. Like when did you pick it up and how did you pick it up?
All right. So my dad, he was a competitive Medal of Honor player. So ever since I was like 4 or so, I would just probably even younger, I would just be sitting on his lap like playing.
Oh my goodness.
Um, I probably picked around the same age, probably like 5, 6. I went to like LAN cafes with my brother and played 1.6 on the computers. I played there was this I played Medal of Honor there, obviously, like just huge LAN cafe. And the weird game that I remember playing was like a Dragon Ball Z game. I think it was like a gold
Okay.
source mod.
Budokai maybe back then?
I think it was like a mod. I think it was a gold source mod.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
This is way out
But
of
yeah,
my wheelhouse. I have
yeah,
no idea.
I played just a lot at LAN cafes with my brother and stuff. Played on his uh Steam accounts when he finally got a computer at the house, stuff like that.
You have one of those like family computers where you had to constantly share with all the other members. That
Well,
yeah, I remember
we had
that.
2 computers because my dad
Oh,
didn't want to share.
of
So
course.
he had his computer, and then we had a family computer.
Never tried
That
to
makes it a
steal.
little better.
You never tried to steal your dad's computer away from him when the family computer was in use, or
Oh, I was allowed to play on it when he was at work
beautiful.
because he was a truck driver, so he would be gone for like 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
So
The
I'd play when he was at work, and then when he got home, I was kicked off immediately.
yeah. Yeah. That's the
That's
fun
awesome.
times.
The Medal of Honor. I mean, I played them back in the day. I don't think I've ever talked to a lot of people who have actually played like through that series. I remember, I think Underground was like the second one, and there's just
Yeah,
so many great
my dad
games in
played a
that
lot of
series.
Allied Assault. That was his thing.
Yes, that was a very good one. So, um,
So that
Parks,
gets,
go ahead with the
I
next
mean,
question.
so
Sorry.
that gets you started. You're just reminiscing. So that gets you started into gaming, and eventually you said CS 1.6. You kind of go through. You're playing Source, I'm guessing, even maybe a little bit of CS:GO.
A
That
little
kind
bit of Source, and then I started CS:GO when probably like right after it came out, when it
yeah.
was a fucking mess. And I mean, I have like, so I stopped playing after I got like a job and everything for a while.
yeah.
And then by that point, I had 7,000 hours.
Whew.
So,
Wow.
so
Ah.
I played CS a lot. I played on a couple teams. Probably nothing you've ever fucking heard of because they were bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can challenge Benny on that, but I'm not sure. He
Uh,
digs deep, but
we were
not.
like a SIVO. We I think we came second in SIVO IM. We played like I played a couple like Puga teams in ESEA that
Yeah.
were bad.
Yeah. Siva was a little before when I actually like started commentating, like so yeah, I actually don't remember them because by the time I started commentating, the only thing Siva was used for was like WESG, and we're like, why the everyone's like, Sivo still exists? Like
Yeah.
what? Back then. So but still, what do you call it? Um, no, I remember you mentioning that you had started in CS, and I can't remember from where, but I knew that you started in CS. So, but it was great to see that you've actually been playing for quite a while, five 5.6 is nuts. I mean, I didn't pick up my first shooter till I was, I want to say like 11 or 12. That was Perfect Dark back in the day. But yeah, that's nuts. Nonetheless, you get your start. You're playing CS. You have 7,000 hours, which is insane as well. And then kind of 2020 comes. Riot releases Valorant, or at least the beta for Valorant. It's really nothing in the CS scene on the women's side for in terms of a circuit at all. Obviously ESL had done some work in 2019 with DreamHack Valencia and getting the winner of that to go to, I think it was DreamHack Open, and that was Besiktas. It was Giuliano's team, and I remember they played in like DreamHack Open, or DreamHack Winter. But still, that scene kind of dies out with the pandemic, and you decide to make the switch to Valorant, right? So can you walk through what playing Valorant, liking Valorant, and then is ultimately deciding to make the switch to go professional in Valorant?
So when I first played, I played Valorant beta, and I fucking hated it. I did not like the game. I thought it was boring. I thought the guns were like underpowered, like nothing like felt good. So I stopped playing it. I didn't play it until 6-7 months later when. So I was working full time at a Domino's. I was a manager at a Domino's, and then I legit just would stream in the mornings from like 9 a.m. to 4, get ready to work, go to work 5 to 2 a.m., and then sleep, wake up at 9 a.m. and stream again. And I would just do that. I was playing like Call of Duty. I was playing like just normie games for fun. And my viewer, like a couple of my viewers was like, try Valorant. I know you like CS. I was like, I played it before. I hated it. And then I tried Valorant for a little bit, was streaming it, had a little bit of fun just like streaming it. But I like at this point, like I've never competed in the women's scene or anything.
Yeah.
And then I was testing a headset, and I went to have like my friend, well now my friend, but then I had no idea who she was. Clefairy. I went to her stream, and I kind of just got like I just like loved their energy, and I kind of just became friends with them, and they pulled me into their Discord, pulled me into their friend group, and then they were like, "Wait, you're really good at the game." Like how? Because I had like no time on it. So I explained I was like a CS player, and they basically just pulled me in. They just like were like, "Okay, well, you're playing with us now."
Amazing.
So I started competing in like the smaller leagues and everything that they had there, just with my friends, and that was like kind of just where I started out.
And that was with Man I Love Frogs, right?
Yeah, that was my MILFs.
I love
Nice.
flaws.
Nice. So okay, I remember the acronym being on the page and everything, and I was like, oh my god! But there was a lot of hype around that team, and the team seemed like it was pretty popular in Valorant. I don't follow the Valorant scene a whole ton, so I only see what I see on social media.
Shout out
Yeah.
to EG.
Yeah,
Shout out to EG. They can
shout out
actually
to
win
EG.
something
That's
for
throwback
once.
reference there. So, but then I want to talk a little bit about your Valorant career. Actually, I know it's a CS pod, so viewers forgive us. But you then move on from Man I Love Frogs. You moved on to a team called Nothing to Lose, which eventually got signed by Exit, became Exit Purple, I believe was the proper name.
They didn't give us like a real name, so we just kind of came up with purple to like differentiate it.
Okay.
But we were just Exit to the org, yeah.
So talk to me about how you got on the team, and like how did you move from Man I Love Frogs to Exit, and then also after that from Exit to TSM.
Okay, so Men of the Frogs to Exit, basically the like we Frogs was like the top, like was in the top 10 for a really long time, like top 7 teams, and like we kind of started losing players to like just like they had to go to college, they had to do like work, stuff like that. So it kind of started becoming less and less competitive because the synergy was like slipping, and then that's kind of when the scene was exploding. So I needed to like make a decision to either go to like a more competitive team where I could like possibly just get signed and make money with it, or stick with my friends who are still my friends, and just possibly miss out on like an opportunity to make this my career. I talked to them. They said I got offered a trial with N2L, and they said to take it. I was kind of fighting back on that because I kind of wanted to stay with them. Um, so to make the decision, I messaged SFX Jasper. He like runs all the Knights events.
Yep.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, he's CSOG also.
Yeah, shout out Jasper.
Yeah.
He's a real OG. He goes back a ways, man.
Yeah, I messaged Jasper, and he basically told me, he was like, "Do you want to get paid doing it?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Okay, well, join N2L." So that's like kind of where I made the decision. I trialed with them for a couple days, and it was just from there they just offered me the spot.
Nice. So you competed with them for a while, through the first 2 series of I believe Game Changers, and then you went to TSM. So how did the TSM opportunity come about?
So I completed with XSET throughout my whole first contract, but I was benched at the end of it by. So this is like the fucked up part is nobody on my team knew I was gonna get benched or like replaced or anything.
Mm.
The coach came to me and said I was benched, and then didn't tell the players. So I messaged the players,
Wow.
and they had no idea.
Wow.
So I yeah,
Wow.
so I basically instantly got an offer to trial for TSM. Like the second I announced that I was benched,
Yeah.
I got a message like pretty much within the hour to trial for TSM, and then within 2 days of trials, they said they wanted to play with me.
Crazy.
Nice. Nice.
Oh my
Arts?
goodness. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for just, yeah, the coach came to me and said something, and that was that. And then I had to go to the players. That's like when stuff gets leaked on Twitter, like the report comes through, and the player on Twitter is like, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is kind of like that actually.
Congratulations to me. I just
At the
found this
time,
out.
I was living with Starry Bun.
Yeah.
She was like at my house, and she was my teammate at the time. And I literally messaged everybody. I was like, "Hey, did you guys know this was gonna happen?" And then they were like, "Wait, what happened?"
Oh
And
my
then
Oh,
she
God.
came
wow.
up to my room, and we were just like talking about it.
Oh wow.
I've had that experience with one player before where they were like, yeah, this player that I'm with right now for this event, um, this is probably my last event before they're off the team. And it wasn't for like they're bad. It was just like they had other life stuff going on. But she was like, I'm gonna have to cut them after this event. Like,
Oh,
what?
we've had players like that on Exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
The
all of a
Ari and
sudden.
Marina, that we were at Philadelphia for Valorant, and we knew one of them was going to get cut. It was just a decision of who.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's
Brutal. That's brutal to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
God. I hate that kind of stuff.
it's
Anyways,
the worst. It's
it's
actually
Yeah, that's
like, what do? You just kind of sit there and you're like, one of you is gone. I'm sorry, but like this is happening. You just kind of
yeah.
bad work environment. Bad work environment. Moving on to good work environments. You quickly from the TSM times, you make your way over to these other interesting team named Team Karma, and I mean, sounds pretty familiar to me at least. Just from a perspective of I saw them qualify earlier, but they got their origins in Valorant, and I mean, an interesting link up I guess from the TSM is Bungie was on that team before, but going still in towards the Valorant Team Karma. Let me just pull up that roster real quick so I get it right. Nope,
yeah.
there's no info on that page. Hold on.
God. It was Rain. It was Emily. It was Bungie. It was
We had a
obviously
couple of
yourself.
players.
There's
We
a
had
couple
Yeah.
different players kind of subbing in there because I see like
Yeah.
Kay, Hannah,
Yep. Yeah,
in
that's
one
true.
event. There's but the core of Rain, Emily, and Ellie, I guess at this point, is Team Karma.
And Bungie, yeah.
I don't see Bungie in this roster right now, so
But she came on later. She came on for the last event that we decided to play.
okay.
Oh, that's literally the one I opened up and was looking
Yeah,
at.
it's like I looked at the
That's literally the one I put in my notes. I was
yeah,
like,
no, I pulled up. Sorry, I
So?
pulled up Miss Harvey Invitational number 2, which again,
okay.
crazy crossovers happening here. Shout out Miss Harvey. Just goodness, it's so weird to think and this is kind of a generalization, just so weird to think like how the longer Impact goes on, at least in North America, the more kind of crossover we're getting between Valorant and the Impact scene, because now it's been seen as being viable. And I don't know. Well, I guess the best time now is to pose the question like you. So you're on Team Karma. You're this kind of whole decision comes around. Is it was it like as a team like somebody came forward and was like, hey, listen, like Impact's looking pretty good, and I mean I'm not sure what we're gonna do in Valorant anymore, but we have a really good chance in CS. Are we gonna make the decision to jump?
So the decision was pretty much like it was always flirted with a little bit. Like we were always kind of just like, yeah, four of us know how to play CS.
Yeah.
like that we were playing CS like for fun, just after practice or whatever. We would hop on together and just play. Um, I mean, obviously, we just I think it came from at least three of us starting to hate Valorant
Yeah.
because it was just so exhausting to play.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it reminds me of what Juliana said about the game, where she said it's like CS is mechanically such a more difficult game, but Valorant tests the at least at the in-game leader role. She's speaking from the in-game leader role in that one. That it tests you a lot more mentally because there's just so much to keep track of with all the champs and abilities and everything else.
It's
And
like it's like a war of attrition. Like who can deal with the most bullshit? Like that's actually what I like what I
that's
felt like.
that's
that's the
beautiful.
greatest way everyone's ever described
That's
Valorant to me.
Valorant. How long can you deal with the bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's the tagline. Shout
And
out.
like the main reason I wanted to switch, like I did not even knowing like at the time, but the main reason like that I've kind of deducted was like if you're not I hate that in CS or in Valorant that your role dictates your play style.
Mm.
And in CS, your play style kind of like it doesn't dictate your role, but it like you can it's like you're unique.
Yeah, you form your own role around your
In Valorant,
playstyle.
Yeah.
you can't be unique.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds so
It
morbid.
makes sense. It makes sense how teams in CS2 can like even if you have a specific play style, they can be built into a structure as opposed to like you said, the heroes kind of dictating the structure that the team needs
Yeah.
to take. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense actually.
That was like the most frustrating thing because like I could never find like I was in Sova jail. I was just stuck on Sova forever.
Yeah.
And it was like it was like the agent closest to my playstyle, but it was never like I never fit any of the characters like
Yeah.
ever.
Um so the decision's made. Y'all do come back over to CS. And you come back over as Team Karma, right? Now, obviously, I know you joined as Team Karma in Valorant, but Team Karma in CS is actually a name that has a bit of history behind it, a lot of history behind it, actually. Um, and you know, they competed independently back in like 2015, 2016 at ESWC. Um, and eventually got signed to Selfless Gaming, and then they found their way from there to become Dignitas. So there is a little bit of a history behind that. Is that something you knew about when you were decided to move onto the Team Karma banner? And does that history kind of weigh a little bit, not weigh on you, but like, is that something that you think about sometimes, or has the separation, because it has been 7 years, granted, been so long that it's kind of just like you don't actually think about it. It's not something that you think about.
It's like I know it exists. Obviously, I was around during like when they were playing. I was around when they got signed to Selfless. I watched Rain. I watched M. I watched Lenny, Artstar. Um, like I watched their streams and everything. Like I've always known who these players are. I've always kind of known the history, but playing with them, like knowing M and Rain and like David, XP3 for
Yep.
this long, like Lenny too, like it doesn't mean like it doesn't like weigh on me at all because like know the players. Like I hang out, like I talk to Sapphire, Heather all the time. Like
Nice. Yeah. It is nice. It's one of these things where it's like does it. I guess the follow up question is like, are you does it make you proud that you were part of that name, or is it something where again, it's not something you think about too particularly too much because you could have been like the team could have been any other name. Is it something that you would have loved to have been Team Karma and bring that back and now be part of that maybe extended history, even if it's in a indirect or direct way, or is it something that again is just not ever crossed your mind?
Personally, I think we should have been MILFs, but
You
no,
probably
no,
would have. It
no, it's
probably would
really
have gone
cool.
better. It would have been better because we would
I
have run
mean,
with it.
we had Gok cobblers in the recent qualifier,
Oh
so
God,
That
that
was so
name.
hard.
it's right up there.
But no, obviously it's really cool. It's really, really cool to like be able to like be a part of that history.
And so, I mean, this is an interesting one. I'm not sure how much insight you have onto this side, but obviously, it's 4 of you coming across. So you've got at this point we have Emily, Rain, yourself, Bungie, and David coming in as the coach. Um, and what kind of what's the process to getting Olia at this point? Like you've so the 4 of you come across and you've gone great. We need one more. What do we do?
I think Em put out like a tweet. She got some of the old Saints players DMing. She got like a bunch of like recommendations on players.
Yeah.
Um, first person we trialed, Olia, cut the trials right there.
Yeah.
We
Oh, yeah.
like when you know, and she's just top tier. She's an insane player.
She's very good.
Yeah.
I was telling Parks privately. I'll bring it up on the podcast though. That I was watching her play like with these different lineups. Like she's up for like cherry bombs. I think the
Yeah.
one Couch Cup you had said or
Final
something.
offensive.
Yeah, final offensive, and I'm like, man, she's got to find a team. Like there's definitely a team out there for her. So when the announcement, and I didn't see that she was playing with team y'all until the actual announcement that Emily made that was like, here's our team for Impact. Like we're gonna have a go at the qualifiers. I was like, oh, this is a lineup that she can really do a lot. Like she fits in. Like it's great for her. You know what I mean? So I was glad you picked it up. But you're right. When you know, and I think a lot of people in the scene, Parks, myself, others, have talked about her before and said she's actually really, really great player. He's gotten better since the Saints lineup. So
Yeah.
To see y'all play is fantastic. I think so. I like that you said cut the trial right there. That's like movie line stuff right there.
I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it. I just
We were like we actually sat in or in TeamSpeak after, and we were like, okay, so do we continue trialing? Like,
yeah,
like, I feel
that's the question.
Is it even worth like wasting the extra time, or should
Yeah.
we just take the 3 weeks we have to practice?
So you did have some prep time before. Sorry, I don't know when. I know. So put it this way: when I look at the Valorant results for you, at least with Team Karma, it ends at the end of April. So that's 4th month of the year, and then of course the actual qualifier itself is in August, so the 8th month of the year. So there's a 4-month gap there where I don't really know much of what happened. And I mean, you made kind of putting it 3 weeks, so kind of early July, I guess, kind of around that time is when you guys fully okay, let's make the switch over, we're gonna do everything. Did you ever, I don't remember if you did play any cash cups. Did you guys like think about doing that at all, or was that just kind of we're gonna keep it on the low, we have a team and we're gonna do this and we'll wait until the actual qualifier?
We chose not to do any because we needed the practice.
Right.
We had, all right, so 4 of us or 3 of us have never played Anubis or Ancient at this point.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
That's there's a little
that's
bit
a
of
really good
foreshadowing.
point, actually.
Two of us hate Vertigo.
Okay.
Em and Rain do not like Vertigo right now.
I mean, understandable.
Yeah, they just think it's the worst map of the game. So we're like, okay, well, we need to get caught up and like solid on all these maps, and then we need to learn these 2 maps. So we didn't even learn Ancient until about 2 days before the qualifier.
Okay.
So let's talk about that qualifier.
Yeah,
actually,
let's.
So you go into the season 4 qualifier, right? I don't want to say the expectation was to win, right? Like I because the team is new. Well, right. For you, you would put that expectation, but I would think any team in the field would kind of put that expectation on themselves, right? In some sort of way.
Mm.
Um, how did you feel like? Obviously, the end result is you qualified for season 4, which is fantastic. I can't wait to see the team. But how did it feel playing competitively as a team in those qualifiers? Did you all feel good, or is it something where now like you've identified some things from those qualifiers that you want to work on, and in the weeks since you've started to hash those out?
I think it felt good. Obviously, there's always takeaways from practice, from matches, from everything. So we definitely saw like a few things we need to work on for sure. And we're hashing those out right now.
But overall, it felt really comfortable.
Yeah.
I should say.
I mean, it was
Nice.
just back to the basics, back to our roots, you know?
Yeah.
Like everything just like was muscle memory.
Was it hard to learn how to use the bench on Mirage?
The bench on Mirage. I don't think we played
The
Mirage.
mid bench. Sorry,
I don't
this
think
is the little thing. Mirage literally has not changed since this game came out, except for they added a bench in mid.
They added the ladder. They added the ladder as well.
Oh no, they
Or
removed
they
the ladder.
removed the
They removed the
ladder.
ladder, added the box. Yeah, did that
Yeah.
affect your game? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
all
think we
these
played
maps.
Mirage yet.
You know what?
No, I don't think you have either.
Let me double check that actually, because you.
I don't think you have.
Yeah, it was Inferno, Ancient, and Anubis was your map pool for the entire qualifier, and
Yeah, that's all we had to play.
Yeah, all you had to play was those three
Well,
maps.
let me ask you about Anubis real quick. A little off the cuff question. It's not in the notes. I apologize. But
No, that's totally fine.
because you had to play it against Fluffy Hammer's White to qualify, right? And you kind of stomped them. I mean, it was a 17-round game. And
Oh, on Ancient? Yeah.
Yeah.
was that Ancient or was
It
it?
was
No, that was Anubis.
Anubis was the close one.
that was
Anubis
Anubis.
was 16-1. Ancient was
Oh,
16-15.
sorry,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
brain.
16-1.
The
So
A-
how
A-
did it
dusty
feel
one.
having to play the two new maps? Like you had to play them in the best of 3, but then also like the Anubis. Like, is that something that you look at and you're like, actually, we really enjoy this map. We think it's a lot of fun.
we like it. We think it's fun, but we specifically we just kept it floating because we knew some team was going to be like, oh, these Valorant players don't know this map.
Yeah.
And they're gonna pick it and see if they could pug it out. Well, guess what? We learned it 2 days before the qualifier.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the actual like the just pure daringness of it. That's great.
Yeah,
So
we were just like, yeah, float it. Let them pick it if they think that they can beat us on it.
So if you were to bring a map back, and this I know this isn't too big for you, if you were gonna bring a map back to replace like Vertigo, let's say, which one would you want to bring back? Are we looking at like a Dust? How far back are we going in the pool here? Are we going Dust 2, like Train, Cash? Like what would you bring
Prodigy.
back?
It's hard. I love Cash, but I think Train is the better map.
yes.
I think we
Ellie is now we are now number one fan of
Number
Ellie
one
on
Ellie
this
fans.
podcast.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I think everybody on my team loves Train too.
Yeah.
So that helps. Like that.
Dig were a really good train team too.
Were they?
They were. We know well Benny knows, and then I went back and watched all their results and stuff. So I learned.
I'm with you though. Train is. I don't know why it's been taken out of the map pool so many times.
Because it just doesn't. It gets floated and then nobody plays it. So I guess we're nearing the end of the interview here. So we now know that you're qualified. You're set for season 4. We know as a team you were coming. Your plan was to win the qualifiers, to get through. What is your plan what is your goal as a player kind of coming into this next season? Like even in Open, in ESL Impact. Like what's your goal moving forward here now that you've qualified and everything?
I mean, the basic goal is always just to get better with the team. It's never anything more than that. It's never anything less than that. Obviously, getting better with the team comes with qualifying for the lands. Moving up in divisions, like that comes with being a good team.
Yeah.
So you just first you have to be a good team. Then you get the things that you that people set as goals for themselves when they're less experienced.
I love the mindset. That's actually a mindset that I think a lot of players don't at first undertake when they come in the competitive scene. They're like the goal is to win, and it's like, oh, I gotta win. You know what I mean? It's like, well, no, you need to actually work on improving, and then the winning comes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's That's a mindset I think that's great to have. I think that's fantastic, and I think that's going to show why y'all are going to go pretty far. I'm looking forward to it certainly in season 4. So, are you excited to play? I know it's about the time of this recording. Granted, I'm about to reveal a lot here because the
Yeah.
episode's going to come out way in the future. But the time of this recording, the season's yet to start. It's about a week or two out. But are you excited to play in it?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. We have a couple targets we're going after for sure.
Yep.
We have some people we really want to take down.
Of course.
Of course.
And the answer to that question is everyone.
Yeah. I was
There
gonna
you
say,
go.
We don't
Yeah.
want to lose.
does one of them have red in the name? Like, the answer is no. It's all of them. You're seeing
Yeah.
red.
Yeah,
you're gonna
it's
take it
everyone.
down.
We're gonna take everyone down.
I love it.
Number 1.
I love it. So we'll see. Hey, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm
So
excited.
I'm ready for a shakeup in the North American landscape. So this is the team. Certainly, seeing Team Karma again is a big shakeup. But I think pretty much that runs us actually into time. So I want to thank you for coming on, Ellie. It's been fantastic to get your point of view
Thanks for having me.
and talk to you. And good luck with the new season. And I hope by the time this episode airs, y'all are like 5-0. But 4-0. Okay, 4-0.
4 weeks from now,
Yes.
maybe more.
So, but that'll do it for this episode 11 of Brace for Impact Extras. Follow Ellie on all the socials, by the way.
Yeah.
Fantastic player. And good
Any
to see.
shout-outs? Give her the time for the
Yes,
shout-outs.
any shout-outs that you wanna say to anyone that watching the podcast?
I mean, shout out everybody on Team Karma, David for putting in so much time and effort helping everyone behind, like, even out of practice. Like, if I can shoot David a message anytime and he'll probably answer and like hop on, show me some stuff. Like, he's instrumental in like getting this team to be as like coordinated as it is. My friends that watch every game, like my Valorant friends, you know,
Oh, that's awesome.
they always come in and watch. Yeah, just everyone that is supporting right now. It's just amazing to see. Like we're coming back into like basically a fresh scene where nobody knows me, and I'm still getting the support from my friends. So it's nice.
That's awesome. Well, we will leave it there. Benny, you want to get us out of here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, shout out to everyone who supports Ellie. Support her in season 4. Support her in all her socials. Support her stream. I don't even know if you stream or not. I think you do, right?
There is
not
a
as much, not as much anymore, right? So certainly not back in the Domino's
not 9
days,
to 4.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, exactly. So, but until the next episode, our regularly scheduled programming resumes again next week, of course, as always. But until the next episode, thank you so much for watching and take care.